Norway offers visitors an incredible mix of cultural and natural wonders. From cosmopolitan Oslo to its endless snow-capped mountain peaks and deep fjords, there's no end of choices for travelers in the land of the midnight sun and stunning northern lights. Getting around the country is easy, and the country's top-notch transit systems offer some of the best sightseeing opportunities too, whether by rail or aboard the fantastic coastal steamers. Here are some of the spectacular places to visit in Norway. 5. Atlanterhavsveien. Atlanterhavsveien, known as the Atlantic Ocean Road, or more simply Atlantic Road, runs across an archipelago of small islands and skerries in Mo og Romsdal County. Throughout its 8.3 kilometers stretch between Kristiansand and Bud, the road connects Averøy Island with the mainland thanks to the creative use of bridges. Opened in 1989 after many battles with the elements of nature, namely hurricanes, the toll-free road is officially one of the Norwegian scenic routes. By following it, you'll have the chance to see the striking Norwegian coastal landscape at its best. Small ragged islets connected by causeways, picturesque villages like Karvag and Vivangen, in between, the majesty of the Norwegian sea. The whole experience slightly resembles the feeling you get when on a roller coaster. The road is completely serpentine, twisting and turning, dipping and arching over the very often imposing waves. There is a part of it, in Hustadvika, where there's nothing between you and the sun sinking in the horizon. There's also Storseisundet Bridge, the largest of the 8 bridges that comprise the road, which is equally impressive to drive through and to photograph from a distance. One of the bridges is specifically made so people can fish, as the whole area has been a popular fishing spot for the locals. And when there's a storm, waves tend to scatter over the road. Drive carefully. 4. Nygårdsbreen. This is one of the most accessible glaciers, where you can peer into the blue ice at very close range, and everyone above the age of 5 can join guides on glacier walks. When you drive up the scenic valley of Jostedalen, you will end up at the Brahim Center at the National Park Center, with an architecture inspired by the glacier formations. From this center it is a short drive up to the car park, and from there you can either walk along the lake up to the glacier itself or take the boat across the lake. Even at this low altitude of close to 300 meters 1000 feet above sea level, you get the feeling that you are in an alpine, even polar environment between the lake and the glacier tongue, and further down at the river delta you can observe some of the processes forming the landscape. The meltwater from the glaciers is an enormous national energy resource in the generation of hydroelectric power. This unique landscape has also inspired artists to paint some of the major works of art in the Norwegian national romantic era. If you want to take part in guided hikes and walks on the glacier itself, please contact the Brahim Center at the Visitor Center or the authorized guides and instructors of the Jostedalen Briforlag Ltd. 3. The Lofoten Island. The Lofoten have been continuously inhabited since at least 1120, when King Oystein built a church and lodgings for fishermen near Kabelvåg, on Ostvagoya. Fishing has always been predominant, and until the late 19th century, when tourists arrived on the islands, it was almost the only economic activity. Cod, along with some haddock, are the principal catch. During the spawning season, from February through April, thousands of people from all over the Norwegian west coast come to the area to land and process the cod catch. Stockfish from Lofoten, dried in the winter wind and sun without the use of salt, have been exported for centuries. Local industries are related to fishing, cod liver oil processing and fertilizer manufacture from fish parts. Some potatoes and berries are grown, but the scanty soils will not support even the hardiest grains. (2) Svalbard Island. The Svalbard Islands are located in the Arctic Ocean, halfway between Norway and the North Pole. Here, you will find untouched Arctic wilderness and unique wildlife in a setting that is both rugged and fragile at the same time. Svalbard has fascinated travelers for a long time. Rich wildlife, Arctic nature, and old mining towns are all found on the islands, which have a stark and eerie beauty that's all their own. In addition to a few thousand polar bears, the islands are home to almost 3,000 human inhabitants, over 2,000 of which live in Longyearbyen, the administrative center and largest settlement of the islands. This small and colorful community has gone from a typical village town to a modern community with different kinds of businesses and industries, and with a surprisingly wide range of cultural activities and opportunities, such as concerts, shows, festivals and exhibitions. Arctic food is served at a wide range of places to eat and drink of higher standards than you might expect from a small community, among them the world's northernmost sushi restaurant. Svalbard also has a local beer brewery. (1) Treltinga. Treltinga is one of the most scenic and spectacular cliffs in Norway, hovering 700 meters above Ringedalsvatnet Lake. Situated at the western edge of the Hardangervidda Plateau, near the town of Order, Treltinga was carved by the ice cap that once covered most of Scandinavia. The hike through high mountain terrain up to Treltinga, 1,180 meters, is long and demanding, but you are rewarded with magnificent views. From the main trailhead at P2 in Skjegdal, the round-trip hike is 28 kilometers with an ascent of almost 800 meters. The estimated hiking time is 8 to 12 hours. There is an additional trailhead at P3 Majalatop. The round-trip hike from P3 Majalatop is 20 kilometers with an ascent of about 320 meters. The estimated hiking time is 7 to 10 hours. Hikers need to be properly equipped and in good shape.